If your mother called you from the woods at 2:30 in the morning, but your mother has been dead for 6 years, would you answer? It knew her laugh. It knew the way she used to clear her throat before saying my name. And the worst part, it sounded afraid. I didn't believe in monsters. Not then. I grew up in northern Arizona, about 40 minutes outside Flagstaff. My grandfather used to tell me stories about things that wore skin that didn't belong to them. He never used the word. He would just say, if something calls you from the dark and it knows you, don't answer. I thought it was superstition until the night it called me. It started when my father died. Not violently, not dramatically, just heart failure. Sudden, quiet. After he passed, I inherited the old house near the edge of reservation land, a cracked wooden place that leaned slightly east like it was tired of standing. I hadn't been back there in 12 years, but grief makes you nostalgic, makes you stupid. So I went. The house smelled like dust and cedar. My dad's boots were still by the door, his coffee mug still in the sink. That first night was quiet. Too quiet. No coyotes, no insects, just wind pressing against the windows like breath. I remember looking at the digital clock, 2:13 a.m. And that's when I heard it. A soft knock on my bedroom window. My room was on the second floor. There was no balcony, no tree close enough to reach. The knock came again. 3 taps, slow, deliberate. I froze. Then, Daniel, my blood turned to ice. It was my mother's voice, soft, gentle, the same way she used to wake me up for school. Danny, open the window. My mother died of cancer when I was 20. I buried her myself. The voice trembled, like she was cold. Please. I did not move. My grandfather's voice echoed in my head. If it knows you, don't answer. The knocking stopped. Silence returned. Then something scraped along the side of the house. Claws, dragging. Slowly, all the way down. Morning came too fast. I convinced myself I imagined it. Grief does strange things. I went outside. The dirt beneath my window was disturbed. There were footprints, but they weren't human. They started as deer tracks. Split hooves, but halfway across the yard. They changed, stretched, twisted into something almost human. 5 long toes. Too long. The stride widened unnaturally, like whatever it was had grown taller mid-step. My chest tightened. That's when I noticed something else. 1 set of footprints leading to the house. None leaving. That night, I locked everything. Windows, doors. Even nailed the back shed shut. At 2:13 a.m. It didn't knock. It spoke from the living room. My father's voice. This time, son. It coughed the way he used to. Wet, rough. I can't find the light. The hallway light flicked on by itself. I could hear movement downstairs. Heavy rung, like something learning how to walk. A chair scraped, then laughter. But it wasn't quite right. It stretched too long, like it didn't understand when to stop. I grabbed my phone. No signal. The power cut out. Total darkness. Then footsteps on the stairs. Slow, deliberate. Each step creaked under weight that felt massive. It stopped outside my bedroom door. Then it whispered, "Denny, why won't you let us in?" Us. The doorknob began to turn. Slowly, but I had locked it. The whisper changed. It wasn't my father anymore. It wasn't my mother. It was something layered, like multiple voices trying to speak through one throat. Open. The door shook violently. Then, silence. I thought it left, until I heard breathing. Behind me, at the window. I turned. There it was, pressed against the glass, too tall. Its head bent sideways at an unnatural angle, skin stretched loosely over something that didn't fit inside it. Its eyes, God. Its eyes looked human, almost pleading. Its mouth opened too wide, and from inside that black throat came my mother's voice again, crying, "Help me." A crack spread across the window. I couldn't move. It raised one long, crooked finger and tapped the glass 3 times. I don't remember screaming. I remember running, bursting through the bedroom door. The hallway was empty, the stairs untouched. But the front door was wide open, cold air pouring inside. And in the dirt outside, footprints, human now, bare, standing right at the threshold. Like it had been invited, and then I understood. It wasn't trying to break in, it was trying to be let in. It needed permission, it needed acknowledgement, it needed me to answer. And every time I reacted, every time I spoke, every time I cried out, I was feeding it. I stayed one final night to prove something to myself at 2:13 a.m. The voice came again. Not my mother, not my father, mine. Perfectly, Daniel. Opened the window. It was learning faster. I sat still. Didn't breathe. Didn't answer. The knocking lasted hours. The whispering grew desperate, angry, animalistic. Then, a scream. Not human, not animal, something ancient. And then, nothing. Morning came. The footprints were gone, but carved into the wood beneath my window, 3 long claw marks. They are still there. I never went back. But sometimes, when my phone rings late at night and the caller ID glitches, and I hear breathing before anyone speaks, I don't say hello. Because if something knows your voice, it can wear it. And if it wears it long enough, it might convince you to open the window. If you've ever heard something call your name when no one was there, don't ignore it. Tell me in the comments. And remember, not everything that sounds human